Hi, YouTube. I hope you're all doing good. I am doing good today, not bad. Um, I don't know. I just thinking, how they're trying to, anybody that wants to speak out against their regime, and who I mean by they, their, them, that are considered already the one world government that governs other people. That in itself is criminal and ludicrous. And really, that is the bottom line of everything. But they'll find out, and this is because I'm guided by God only, and nobody tells me what to do. And more people need to have that attitude. I mean, usually the laws of God are in sync with the laws of man, but it's not the way it is anymore. I mean, for 6 decades on this planet, I have been peaceful, a non-violent, peaceful, tax-paying citizen, hardworking mom and grandmother. And now, for speaking my opinion, I have become a terrorist in their eyes. Um, Putting other people like me, maybe with a lesser fight in them, in danger because of their words. Literal grandmas out there are in danger from the government and their hate speech towards us. They're trying to take away the fact of the language of mother, what a mother is, and call it birthing parent. No, a mother is a mother, even if they can make an artificial one. And believe me, I live around somebody. I mean, you don't think anybody's mind would be perverse, but you determine this situation. A feral cat that I took in and had babies, and Doug kept one and keeps insisting, it's been about 14 years now, that he will be this cat's mommy. I said, let me help you there. I'll correct you. Um, you're a man. You would be considered a daddy if you had adopted, and it's out of species, so you're really not even a mommy or a daddy, aside from being maybe an adopted pet parent, but you'd still be a dad. So, and I've heard that a few times out of him, that his mommy died, so he'll be his mommy. I said, no, actually, Bob knows I'm his mommy. you know, I said, I think he probably hopes you'd be his daddy. So, this is what we're struggling with, people with an adverse mind towards God and what is natural and actual in this world. Actual lopsided view of reality, not only out of the species, but out of the gender. You know, I'm not giving up my maternal rights to no man. It's not going to happen, and I'm not going to instruct the women of this world to fall in line and bow to your fucking nonsense. And I'm not going to let men out there think that it's not a big deal to women, just as it would be a big deal if I called you a CUNT or a BITCH or let me think of a dyke. Um, Let me see another, a feminist. And you really weren't none of these or nothing. I'm just saying this is hypothetical, you know. Um, would it bother you at all? Or now let me switch to tables. I'll just turn it around a little bit. Um, Say you are a father or you've had a father or whatever that leads for a man that puts you in two different categories for this situation. But I tell you that that was your birthing parent, that wasn't your father. You know, what are they going to be telling the kids coming up in these generations to disturb their little souls and uh, upset the natural rhythm of natural? I mean, natural, you know. It's like putting a pacemaker on the whole world, only it's going to fail, you know, just like the Jarvix 5 and 6 till they made the Jarvix 7, the artificial heart, was made in Minnesota, and the first transplant was done here. So I can't remember his first name, but the last name of the scientist was Jarvix. So anyway, so yeah, it's a very big deal that women are being singled out in this situation. As far as our gender is being disturbed like no other gender is. Men don't give birth, so it doesn't affect you. You're not insulted by it because it doesn't hurt you. It doesn't do you any harm. It doesn't put you in danger. It doesn't put, um, if you're a little girl or a mother or a grandmother, you're the one that is being targeted and attacked with their onslaught of the three gender push or more. So this nonsense needs to stop, and the government is behind it. That's our first clue. Wow. Why? It's like back Lionel Nation was talking about Henry Kissinger, and I was just thinking about Nixon this morning. I mean, he does Watergate, and then they name a national library after him and make a foundation so for college, which goes to, we know if it's like Ivy League things, this money that's generated by government officials goes into their political offlings towards their education so they can continue to be the overlords over you, you know. And that never sat right with me. None of that's never sat right with me. Kissinger going over to China back in the 70s and opening up trade and making it so the Chinese government could literally buy companies in the United States and manufacture things cheaper with using us as the labor without having, I mean, with the money actually changing hands perhaps and names and titles to corporations and companies funded by we know who. And Henry Kissinger calls himself a doctor. No, he's a dark cabal wizard for sure, and he's one of the ugliest pieces of shit I ever seen in my life. If you've ever seen this person, just to watch him talk would be enough to make you sick. You know, one of them. It's like his buddy Klaus Schwab. Them two old bastards need to be imprisoned somewhere, really, for their crimes against humanity. They're so vast. I mean, the Rockefellers, right down to them. But, and two, Kissinger helped implement Rockefeller's plan for our educational system. And despite what they hoped to instill the stupidity of regressive learning, um, going back in the next year and automatically covering something that you had covered the year before gives your mind a spot in it that tells you you didn't already learn that. So you need to be told again and instructed again. So the first few months of coming back into school in the fall is relearning and getting settled into a new classroom. All of it is so designed to throw you off and leave you vulnerable. And then they progress into something, whether you get it or not, and it's not a personal situation for any student, depending on what they excel in and what they don't. It's the whole thing is so ignorant toward the child themselves. It's unbelievable. It's a really good thing that I was so encourageable. They are just so stubborn. There's nothing nobody could do with me. And that's just the way I'm made. So, I mean, I behaved. It wasn't that I didn't behave. When I stopped wanting to behave, I fucking left. It's like as simple as that, you know? It's like if you get a kid and you're mistreating it, well, either kill it or why keep torturing the little thing? You might as well just get on with the program, motherfucker. Take it out. Because people have children, they shouldn't have children. And there's some people, all people that I've seen adopted, don't deserve that, to be alone with strangers. I don't care who says what. Y'all can just try living it. Put yourself in the shoes of that child. I have an adopted grandson now, but it doesn't make it any easier that his parents failed him. So it's just that he's with other children that had that betrayal in their life too. So they can relate and they became a family because they are like one another. So otherwise, I don't approve of it at all. So, hey, group homes are cool. You have not foster parents, group homes with group home parents. A married couple that loves to help children. And there's usually like a dozen kids, 6 girls, 6 boys, different floors, different times to eat, everything else. And counseling time and whatever we needed. That was awesome. I loved it. I really did. Man, I was 15. I was taking judo and yoga and everything. It was so cool. I just loved it. I'd go to the mall. I was working. I went to school. I mean, it was fun. Fun time in my life. So, yeah. Anyway, some good memories. Yeah. But then I literally got stalked by my Masonic dad. He drove right up because he could. He had a city car. Right up on the sidewalk, right downtown Minneapolis when I was talking to some people because of the color of their skin, So, and took me back to where I was living. I'm like, you can't do this. I'm going to take the bus. We'll get in and I'll give you a ride. I said, I don't have to. But I let him because I just also wanted to rub salt in his wounds. I'm not coming home. So see, I always knew, evidently, they want to put down my mind, but there's something in my mind that they want me to use, that they want me to flex to their way of thinking. That's not going to happen. And they try and pretend that they can manifest and do things and they're wizards and they're tricky and they're witches and they're all mysterious and everything else. But I know that I've seen into the future from when I was a little kid until now. And what I knew would be what God showed me is, and I'm sticking with that. So no matter what they say, there's nothing they can say or do to me or with me. With me perhaps, but to actually do something with me, it'd be like you might think you could come and pick me up or push me around or like something like that. It would be have to be I'd be caught totally off guard. Good luck with that one too. Um, I'm pretty immovable, you know. When I put my mind to something, nobody's gonna win besides me. And when it comes to protecting the people on the planet and the people that have God in their heart that this planet belongs to, you are not making me think another way that I know God told me not to think. And with all that, I don't care what kind of scriptures or bullshit or who you got or who you admire or what the fuck. I don't care because I know better. So if I had no education behind me, like with the Masons or Jesuits or psychology or medical or biology or any of that, if I didn't have, in the language, if I didn't have all that, I'd shut the hell up and I'd let somebody else speak. But that's not what's going on in the world. They want to shut me the hell up because my words are magic spells and they fucking know it. And I told Doug that this morning. I said, so with that, how stupid would a person have to be to potentially piss me off when I could just think something to happen to you? You know, that would be pretty stupid, wouldn't it? I mean, I'm just saying it actually would be pretty stupid. And there's people that think they could get ahead of that, but that isn't how it works because in any given situation, God is ahead of me and ahead of them. He's ahead of them for me. So, even for himself, as Christ walking this earth right now in mankind, everything pre-planned, you know? Because when you make somebody as strong as yourself and God was fully aware of what was going to go on, because like in this extreme, each parent thinks they know better for their child, no matter who says what. You know, could the parents get together and agree on one actual thing? Well, they would have to both be sane. You know, if you have one that's insane, and the whole world can agree through psychology that that parent is unstable. That's like following Christ saying, hey, the bridge is over here. I'll help you across it even. And Satan's like, nope, bridge is over here and we've got free coffee and donuts and barbecue when you get on the other side, you know. Come on over. You know. That is the difference. It really is. Christ is saying, hey, I'll even help you across. And Satan's bribing you to make a barbecue out of you when you get there. And if you're stupid, you don't have a guardian angel unless it's nudging you towards Satan, because at this point in time, on this planet, people like me are sick of people that don't care about others. And we want you to go over to the barbecue. In fact, will give you some sweet baby rays for you to take with you. Have fun. Want some extra matches, buddy? Yeah, I got some for you. I got some stick matches that probably come in handy. If you, well, you wouldn't have no problem keeping them dry. I think Bic lighters for everybody. The minute they walk in, it's like, oh, well, that's what you get for being bribed. I think everybody should explode at least once. And then try and get it back together after that. You know, maybe that's the plan of it all. Maybe how hard are you going to fight to put your molecules back together? Are you able to? Some people can't even collect their mind, let alone all their molecules. How about holding everybody's molecules together like God does, or doesn't have to? How about that? You know, are we really thankful this coming Thanksgiving? How thankful are we? I'm not really very thankful right this second, but I am on a daily basis usually. So, to be honest. So, I'm thankful for a lot of things. It's just a lot of things I'm not so thankful for, you know. But they aren't the ones of God. Those may be things that God had used along the way, but it wasn't his issue, you know. It's just like if you're around somebody that's jealous, that's not your issue, but they can make it your issue. It's like, damn, I just wanted to be over here and not have to deal with that. So then, like, you bring it all close to me, and I don't even want it around me. It's like, I am not like that. I don't like it. I don't do that. And people that do, I just can't stand it. I don't want it around me, you know? So. But then on the other hand, there's people, if you speak the truth, you could be called jealous or crazy because they'll try and whatever they can call you, or you're mean, or it's like, no, if you I was mean, you would not be saying I was mean, because I would have been showing you that and you wouldn't be talking, you know. So I'm not mean. I'm really sweet, and I've been sweet for 64 years. And my government wants to call me a terrorist because I'm a woman and I'm a mom and I gave birth, and they're trying to call me a birthing parent. Yes, the only birthing parent, the one that gives birth. We weren't pregnant. I was. We didn't get sick for 9 months. I did. We didn't have a baby ripped out of us and have stitches down there. I did. We did not take care of our body. I did. Things like that. You know, certain things we, monsieur, parlez-vous français? Um, Now I'll go Spanish poquito. I don't know what small is for, or little in French. But anyway, I don't know what I was gonna say. Just being goofy. But yeah, it's sickening. I'm not gonna stand still and let the future generations of women be treated physically like a man, and I'm not gonna treat a man physically like a woman, or mentally for each one for that matter. We are not mixed genders, and the scientists are lying for money in the satanic realm of what they're trying to push. So, yeah, I wrote a Facebook meme last night before I closed it out. Uh, Pretty funny. Or the funniest thing is when crypto coins go bankrupt. LOL, and I put a lightning bolt after that. Sent it through. So, on a multicolored green surface, you know. Yeah. Gee, I wonder what I was thinking about. It must have been something funny, and then I straightened myself out. I might have been going overboard. That could have been it. And I stopped myself. I was probably closer to it. I've been known to do that. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That was what it was because I was thinking about when people say that I'm mean. It's like, oh no, no. You don't know what mean is. Mean is an attack that you don't know is coming. Like I've had done to me. That is what mean is. What I do, just talking, telling people that men aren't women, um, that's not mean. Doesn't give me any kind of psychosis or phobia that gives you that thinks that they're not psychotic, that they're not against women, that gives you the psychosis, buddy, not me. I'm not phobic of anybody. I don't hate anybody. I am hated. Don't turn the victim into the terrorist, you know? That's hateful. When you take away the word mother, that's the most hateful thing in society that you could possibly do. And standing behind the people that would let that happen, you are disgusting to me in that area. So if that makes me hateful to say that I am beyond offended at just the thought that they would try and force future generations in to see that a father physically is as equal as that woman for her child, you are doomed as a society. The woman is no more coddled for her feminine nature, and a man doesn't deserve to be king and rule over her. You're doomed. That's a fact. You won't get near me. If you think you're a birthing parent and you're a man, you better stay the fuck up out of here. Get away from me. Dude, really, really. Don't bring my man out. I'll beat your ass. Or I'll pee on you with my pecker, you dinks. This is for the people that actually think that a man is equal like that. Go out and get a job and work hard for your wife so she can take care of her household and do things right like a flippin' man. Then the woman helps the best she can and the happy world goes around, you know. But they don't want it to seem that that's the natural, or they live on the land and they work together, or open a business and do things together or whatever. One thing we don't do together, we do not give birth together. We create life together. The mother nurtures it from there on, and then when the baby's out, the father nurtures both of them as a part of himself. But that's trying to be taken away right out of society. no more is a wife, and they want to take like the right of I could sign my husband's signature or whatever, and um, what is it? Uh, she, him, they, hey, whoever, not a Mr. and Mrs. anymore, although I consider myself Ms. Ms. Missed it freaking completely. I can have a lot of, I can have good men friends until I get married, and then the friendship isn't there anymore. So, how stupid is that? You know, I don't recommend living together unless that we're in like separate parts of a whole house and actually just being roommates with no bullshit. And if you don't want other people, if you could mentally be monogamous without a physical relationship, I could deal with a person. Otherwise, I don't want nobody around because I'm never being touched again by nobody. I've done this. This has been very, very long time, going on close to 15 years or thereabouts. So, at least. So, and no, I'm not subhuman or whatever. Um, and I do control my thoughts. And I have since I was a little kid on a certain level that I didn't see displayed out of other people. So I just don't know what to tell people. I know I'm meant to speak my mind and teach that. That's all I can do. But you're not calling no man a birthing parent and thinking that you're not mentally ill. So that is true. I'm going with the truth, you know, of the situation. So, all right, everybody. I love you. If your opinions differ, all I can do is hope that you'll see the reality of what biology says in life and realize that there's always been a one world government and it's time to take our world back. I love y'all. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Have a good night or day wherever you're at. Talk to you soon.